Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Play Call. And as usual, I have my my one of my big brother, Tim, on the line, Spoonie as he's called. We just had some breaking news today. I know most of you are aware Mike Tomlin has just stepped down after 19 years with the Steelers. Tim,
I know,
um,
Driss.
first of all, how do you feel about Mike stepping down?
Um, of course, as a long-time NFL fan, you hate to see the great coaches, leave. It just, time comes, you know, um, but we never know what their thinking was going on.
Hmm.
I totally respect Mike Tomlin. He's a great coach, in my opinion. He's up there in the tier of the Bill Belichick's. All time. He always had a winning record. He will be missed by the players and you know and the fans who really appreciate the work that he put in for Pittsburgh.
Right.
But it just those things where you see guys go is like, damn, what a great guy, great career he put in place, and hopefully in his next journey he just continue to do what he do. But I don't. I will say I don't think this is permanently. I think maybe temporary, maybe
Okay.
for a year. I could say for a year, maybe see, take a year off. He's been there 18 years, take a break, and then maybe come back at it if he has that will. I always say when you take a year off, you would know if your body wants you to stay or nah. I got the fight in me, so but hopefully he'll continue because I think. He's one of those coaches I think could win with any franchise if given the opportunity. But great coach, great guy, and it's one thing to go off to step down where you have left something great behind in Pittsburgh, and
Hmm.
I know he'll be truly missed if anything.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go to the controversial stuff. Like, do you believe that, listen, we went the respectful route. Now, do you
Right.
think that Aaron Rodgers has anything to do with this?
You know, Trish, we talked a lot,
We
and
talked
a
a lot.
lot. We talked a lot, and we know what happened in Green Bay. We know what happened in
The
the
Jets.
Jets, right? So, you know, I know somebody would say, well, why could it have happened with Pittsburgh? Well, Mike Tomlin is well respected. The Roonies are very well respected. If anything, if there was anything crazy, it would be behind closed doors now in the public.
Okay.
Like it could be something like, as an example, hey, we want to go in a different direction, with this team, but we don't want to repeat what Baltimore did with Harbaugh with you.
Right.
So and then it's like to us, it's like it's like we agreed to part ways. It's like Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. And I'm a Cowboy fan. I can tell you that. With Jimmy and Jerry, they separated, but down the line, it was a lot of conversation about what happened, who started it, whose fault was it, X, Y, and Z. And over 30 years later, finally Jimmy Johnson gets into the Ring of Honor. So I hope it's nothing like that with Tomlin and why he stepped down. But I wouldn't be surprised either because
Of Aaron.
of Aaron Rodgers'
Yeah.
history,
His
yeah, of his
history.
history, and if he continues to play, if he continues to play, and they get any coaching here that's ties with him, that's the route. That's the route that I kind of have inside me where, nah, this is where they wanted to part way because of a different direction, and this is what it is.
Gotcha. So you're on the belief that this is like unnatural, normal basketball. Sorry, not basketball. An NFL step down where the team is entering some un.
See, here's the thing, and I'll be very honest. If I'm gonna step down, if I put in the years that Tomlin put in, right? I put 18 years, winning seasons. my thing is, I would expect that. Okay, if I'm retiring, we having a big press conference, we having celebrations, we having it all. For
Mm.
me to write a letter and say I'm just stepping down,
Yup. Okay. Okay.
I'm just stepping down. It feels like there was a conversation behind closed doors that it kind of like push buttons where let's do this respectfully and safe, right? And which he has complied, which he did, and move because the thing is this. I know if I'm an owner
Mm-hmm.
and I have a coach that who's coached my team for years and a very long time, I don't want to coach anywhere else.
Right. Right.
I don't want to go anywhere else. I want his legacy to stay with my team. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So for Tom to say thank you to everybody, I'm stepping down. I'm gonna take a year off, take a break.
Take a break.
Something. Why take a break? Why take a break? So of course, more got to come out.
Right.
But that's just my feeling right now. If especially if Rodgers continues to play next year.
Okay. So I'm glad you brought up the press release because I was gonna bring that up because we were talking before and I was like, listen, I'm having some questions for you, but I don't want to give you the heads up on it. The press release, yes. If someone had um one of you basically the winningest coach in your history, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's not just a press release.
Right.
And it's not just like, hey, he said this, we love him, maybe he'll come back or not. This says to me there was a disagreement between, let's say, a method, an approach,
Yep.
and to make it a respectful exit for both parties, not a big deal was made
Right.
for
Exactly.
Mike to respect whatever party, whether it was Aaron or maybe another other coaches that are stepping up behind the scenes. Maybe this was a way to not make that other person feel jealous. It was a neutral exit for a guy that deserved a lot more than a neutral exit.
Right. And and don't get me wrong. I'm sure you know, Pittsburgh, Tomlin was the first African American quarterback to be hired under the Rooney Rule, created by, the Steelers owners, and it was a great hire. He was I believe, the secondary coach for the Minnesota Vikings when doing the hiring,
Mm-hmm.
and end of the day, what he has brought to the table is showing is that young coaches can come in the league and make a difference if given the opportunity. Not all, but definitely some. And and the thing is with that is that he's a Hall of Fame coach. It's just the fact that if Jerry Jones could have a news conference of him and Jimmy parting ways,
Right, right,
being
right,
honest, being
right,
honest about it, my thing is, I can't buy that this man put 18 years in. Steelers have always been in contention, always two Super Bowl appearances, one victory, but they've always been contenders in the division and in the conference. For you just to write a letter saying thank you and I'm stepping down,
mm-hmm.
it just doesn't match. It doesn't feel like it was like he wanted to step down.
Right,
So it feels like I'm gonna take this break off, the take off a year, see what's out there next year, maybe go into TV and see what that's about, and then maybe come back into coaching next year. But if he does decide to come back into coaching next year, the Steelers does own the rights to him. So it could be where they could break it off and let him pursue his career somewhere else in the coaching rights in the NFL, or it's gonna be where, hey, well, this team wants you. You're gonna have to trade for you. Because any team will be looking at Mike Tomlin. He's a culture changer. Any player will be lucky to be coached by Mike Tomlin. in my opinion. So,
Explain this. Listen, and this may seem like a dumb question, but is this usual for them to hold the rights of the coach, or because maybe I'm not looking at when coaches leave, and I guess this is the first time we have so many openings. You said to me, but like,
mhm.
do they hold the rights of coaches, or just make a clean exit?
Coaches have been traded in the past. Um, the, like guys, I believe. Hold on, once I believe. Who was it? Was it okay? So I believe Bill Parcells was traded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Mike Holmgren. There was also Sean Payton to the Broncos for first round picks. Yeah, so a 23 Saints traded Payton to the Broncos for a 20 first round pick and a 24 second round pick. Bruce Arians, the Cardinals traded Arians to the Bucks for a 6th round pick. Herm Edwards from a Jet. Jets traded Edwards to the Chiefs for a 4th round pick. So there's history. There's history of teams trading their rights to another team. If you want my coach, I have the rights to him. Well, give us a draft pick. So there's history of that. It's not a lot, but in the past, yes. In the past, yes. And Tomlin is that type of coach that can come into any organization, in my opinion, and turn it around.
Okay, Tim. Before we move forward,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to read the the press release that Tomlin or the Steelers released on behalf of Tomlin.
Okay.
Whoever did it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody have the statement on the screen. Statement from Mike Tomlin. At first glance, I'm just telling you this is a scanty um statement for a 19-year tenure. I'll just leave it at that. But
Okay.
it's after much thought and reflection, I've decided to step down as head coach from of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This organization has been a huge part of my life for many years, and it has been an absolute honor to lead this team. I'm deeply grateful to Art Rooney II and late Ambassador Rooney for their trust and support. I am also thankful to the players who gave everything they had every day and the coaches and staff whose commitment and dedication made this journey so meaningful. I also want to thank Steelers Nation. Your passion, loyalty, and high expectations represent what makes this franchise truly special. Coaching in Pittsburgh is unlike anywhere else, and I will always take great pride in having been a steward of this team. While this chapter comes to a close,
Mm-hmm.
my respect and love for the Pittsburgh Steelers will never change. I am excited for what the future holds for this organization, and I will forever be grateful for my time coaching in Pittsburgh. It don't sound like he's ever coming back, Tim.
I mean,
It
to
sounds
the
like
to,
this is a wrap.
I mean, it's to the Steelers.
Okay, yes. A wrap to the
Mm-hmm.
Steelers, but
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest. Who have I mean, okay, there's been a few, so this is gonna be a dumb statement too. Like, who have we seen gone to the comforts of the booth, doing media, and then rush back to the helter skelter locker room, traveling, all the other nonsense
Um,
I'm projecting, but
that's a. I'll say this. I can't think of anybody on top of my head recently, but I know there's been a couple, not many, but a couple of coaches who went to the to the TV media for a year, and they came out, to coach. I know there's been some who have been some guys who have never been coaches like regular TV analysts, and they became a general manager to the Raiders. So I can't think of the top of my head, but I've known there's been a couple, not many. It's
mhm,
very rarely, not many,
very
not many,
rare.
very
I
rare.
I
Very
feel like this is it, Tim. I feel like this is it.
Well, if this is it, this is then the way he's leaving is just sad because he should be having a press conference of appreciation and a shake hand agreement, not a written statement like you just walk, you just walking out the building like nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's the way to go.
Right.
I think it should be something where let's appreciate Mike Tomlin for what he has done for this team. The thing is this: it's hard to win a Super Bowl every year. It's 32 teams. It's only two teams that can go and one team can become a winner. It's hard. It's not easy. You
Mm-hmm.
deal with injuries. You deal with trades, a lot of roster movements, things like that. And the one thing about Mike Tomlin, he's always had the Steelers in contention, meaning the fans have always could say we're gonna have a good year because of Mike Tomlin. It's not always about winning championships. It's about contending, giving a chance, and that's the one thing he has done. He has given his organization a chance to win every year that they can once you made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do, does change can change? Does change need to happen sometime? Of course, but the way for him to leave the way like this,
Right. Right.
like this is some the way he left, the way he has left is like somebody who coached 2 years,
Yeah.
not somebody 18 years and gave you great years consistently, not on and off, consistently. So that's the main thing. And for any Steelers fan that is happy about this, I feel bad for you. It's like I always say, you never know what you have until you lose it.
Yeah. So do you think the Steelers fans pushed him out or helped this push out the door?
I think here's the thing. I think the way the media is today, and some on the national media, how they always look at records and stuff like that. Not always on him. This is one man, coaching a lot of players. He's in meetings, sleepless nights, preparing for the next game, and it's not easy. It's not. So the thing is, I don't think the media, the national media at that, doesn't do a good job in educating the fans. Instead, they do more entertaining because some feel they want the results of anger or get him out of here. I want him fired. And I've seen a lot of that on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you got to understand, a head coach doesn't decide everything.
Right.
It does. You just don't. And the thing is, a head coach cannot predict how a player is going to act after he gets a big contract and stuff like that. It's a lot. So like I give you a perfect example, George Pickens. George Pickens was drafted by the Steelers a couple of years ago. People called him a head case. He wasn't a head case, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Cowboy fan. See, this is what I don't understand. A head case is somebody that when the season's over, and this is where everybody goes their separate ways. Every time your phone rings, you're scared that they're calling about that play.
Right.
George Pickens have never gave that issue to Pittsburgh at all. He was just frustrated, like any other player, any other receiver would be frustrated when you know you're talented and you don't have a quarterback. Now, is that Mike Tomlin's fault? No, that's the general manager's fault. That's the scouting department's fault. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, after Big Ben, when Big Ben left, who is a Hall of Fame player to Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
after his departure, we have to now look for our quarterback.
Right.
And first of all, you got to be in position. So here's the thing. If you're mad at Mike Tomlin for not being in good position to get a quarterback, shame on you because guess what? Only losing teams can get a quarterback in the top 5 every year.
Right.
Which he didn't get Pittsburgh.
Right. He's not a loser.
Right.
Right.
Imagine the different quarterbacks that had to come and play for Pittsburgh, and he kept y'all winning.
Yeah.
So it's a thing where it's a give and take. What do you want? You want a young quarterback out in the draft. Well, in order to get that, Pittsburgh has to have a losing season, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that ain't happened. That hasn't happened because why? Mike Tomlin was doing his job. The problem is some Steelers fans don't understand the everyday operation in the NFL on some of these teams, so they assume everything goes through him, and that's not what it is all the time. So, like I always say, we're gonna all learn Pittsburgh after Tomlin. I want to see who they bring in there.
Right.
Now, my thing is, whoever they bring in, don't cry for Tomlin if you was crying for him to get fired. And I see that I see a lot of Steelers fans wanting him gone. So it's a thing where it's a thing where you again you're gonna know you never know what you have until it's gone.
Right.
You're never gonna know what type of coach you just let go until you get the new one in there. And if you don't like what's going on with the new coach, well, what you gonna do? You can't bring Mike Tomlin back, and if I'm him, I wouldn't want to come back there. I want to go somewhere else where I get a fresh start. A fresh start, new city, new town, new players.
Tim. I want to be honest. I don't think he's coming back to coaching. Like, you don't want anything new after
Okay,
20
that's
years.
fair. That's fair.
It's not like you're like, oh, I wish I could have the college experience, or I wish I could. And you're 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how
That's
old he
true.
is, but like,
No, no, that's true. That is true because another thing also the coaches are getting younger now. They're hiring a lot of young coaches because they want more longevity. They want more of these young coaches to stay more time. The young coaches relate to the young players today. It's a change, and I understand that.
yeah,
But my thing is, if Mike Tomlin decide if the coaching is too much for him, I hope he gets a job offer in somebody's front office, maybe as a consultant or something, because he could. Again, when you want a culture change, he's the type of guy you want in your office with. You want him on your team.
yeah, yeah.
And maybe he may not have to do it himself, but he could definitely assist others in what to do, and he's very good for that, in my personal opinion.
Mike Tomlin. Fun fact though, and I got this from CNN that like Tomlin in 2010, if you remember, he led the team to an AFC title. Uh, but they lost to Aaron Rodgers in
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay in Super Bowl. What
Yeah.
is it? 45? No.
Yes.
Yeah. So now he got him on his team, and he's about to lose again. I don't want to blame Aaron Rodgers. I'm still bitter from the Jets, but damn,
I mean,
not
we never know. Here's the thing: if Rodgers continues his career with Pittsburgh and they hire a coach, a coach to that he has ties with, like let's say Mike McCarthy.
mhm.
Let's just say it's Mike McCarthy.
Right,
Davis. This is where now people are going to be scratching their heads.
right,
Because the thing is, if Rodgers retires and Tomlin let go, this is pretty much Steelers are going a whole new direction. They rip up the band-aid. There's no underhand stuff going on. Everything is cool. So a lot will tell by how the Steelers move and Rodgers move moving forward. Rodgers has not decided to retire. He has hinted that he's thinking about it, but he's saying how his body feels. Now, how your body feels, we're not gonna know in 2 weeks. We're not
right,
gonna know in 3 weeks. So as of right now, going through this between February, March, April, all the way to the draft, you are still part of this roster. And in my opinion, if you're still on this team, if you have not retired by the time NFL team can start doing free agency and the draft, it tells me that you're still with this team. It also gonna be the coach that comes in because around this time we're still in the playoffs. but teams want to have their coaching filled out because you have the Senior Bowl at the end of the month, you got the East West Shrine Bowl, and then you got the Combine at the end of February, beginning of March, and here comes free agency. So even though the season ends in February after the Super Bowl, we in the off-season mode, it still picks up real fast. So you want a head coach before the month is out. So when
Oh,
you hear, well,
okay.
my body's not feeling, then you would. Why are you waiting for your body? See, that tells me that you're not retiring. Because if, and I always say this from a person who has retired, you get up in the morning and your body doesn't want to get, and now I'm done. I'm done. You're not gonna wait 2, 3 weeks to find out you're sore. You're sore today. If you're sore enough today, I'm gonna retire today. I'm out. I'm done.
So
You
Tim,
haven't said it.
but
Mm-hmm.
before we end this call, I want you to pick two head coaches that you think are gonna would be the best fit for the Steelers.
Ooh. Ooh. Mm. Let me think. Let me think.
While he's thinking, I want you guys to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow 2MW Sports. We do football, basketball. Here we go. The top two coaches you think should follow.
Now, it's a little bit controversial because at the end of the day, I want to say Brian Flores.
Okay. Okay.
Brian Flores has sued the NFL. Brian
Oh
Flores
boy.
currently has sued the NFL.
Yes.
Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out with this. When Brian Flores sued the NFL, for his last stay with the Miami Dolphins, there was a lot of stuff that was going on. But here's the main thing. He, Mike Tomlin hired Brian Flores
Oh,
to
okay.
be the defensive coordinator for
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then after that, Brian Flores went to Minnesota Vikings, where Tomlin came from when he started coaching. That's where Brian Flores went, and had a great year with Minnesota as far as doing defense. So
Mm-hmm.
Brian Flores can be interviewed starting tomorrow because his contract ends tomorrow, and he has already told Minnesota that he wants to look around. So my answer
Okay.
is Brian Flores with Pittsburgh, and I think he's a hot name right now. We all know about the lawsuit and situations like that. I know some feel that he may not ever get a job, but if you want to continue, see what Pittsburgh's about. We're talking about Steelers Nation. We're talking about Steel Curtain, blue collar city, hardcore. You need somebody with that type of passion.
Right.
You can't get nobody in here who's a nice guy, wears cool glasses. I'm not. I don't want. I'm trying to find the perfect way of saying without really disrespecting anybody.
Like a
You need.
cornball.
Yeah, you said it better than me. A cornball. You need somebody who's gonna have these guys run through a table. And
Right.
I think Brian Flores, coming from the Bill Belichick background, coming from working with Mike Tomlin and their close friends, I think that's what they need. He's young, he's ready, he's hungry, he coaches a good defense. That's the guy, in my opinion, um, who should do it. If not him, I believe he has an understudy guy who's getting a lot of interviews um, um, around the league so far, and that is Deron Jones from Minnesota. He's been the passing game coordinator, which is the secondary. He knows Brian Flores is plays X Y Z. He's been getting a lot of interviews. The Cowboys just interviewing him. If they want to go to a much younger route, but not experienced, he's a guy. But to fit what Pittsburgh Steelers is all about, you need a coach like that. It's Brian Flores. That's my answer right there.
Brian. All right. So I don't know what Steeler Nation who their picks are, but we'll definitely put this comment out there and see how they react to it. And Tim, we might need to bring you back on Friday to just read some of those thoughts. But I do want to thank you for giving me your honest opinion about this situation with Mike Tomlin. Apparently, you don't think it's controversial. He's stepping down. New things may be happening with the Steelers. Young guys coming in, and that's something that a veteran coach being there for 19 years may not want to endure because of just what it takes to come back from, just remixing the whole team again and starting from scratch. So we'll look out to see who they replace him with this coming month. We'll look out to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do because his next steps are also crucial. And yeah, we'll keep still a nation in our prayers. Some of them may be distressed, I know, because Mike Tomlin has been such a staple for their team. Some may be happy. That's unfortunate, but we'll see. New changes ahead. All right. So thank you again, and we'll see you Friday. Bye.